It's White Snake, Muskegon's 100.9, and here I go again. It is 8:16 on your Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving. 29 degrees outside. You're looking at maybe a little light snow tonight into tomorrow, but other than that, things are looking like they are going to be pretty easy for the Thanksgiving holiday. So that's good news as far as the weather goes. On the phone, we have got a distinguished guest. Her name is Sister. Sister, good morning.
Good morning, Andrew Peter. How are you today?
Oh, you've even found out my middle name.
I've been checking your permanent record. There's a notation here from Sister Gianna.
Uh-oh.
Explain yourself, young man.
All right.
Wait, the clicker is out of control.
Yeah. All right. So it was fifth grade.
Fifth grade.
Fifth grade at Assumption School in Belmont, and well, you nuns really talk, don't you?
It gets around. We have an entire network. I have a spy network.
Okay, so I was part of. I'm not even going to say I was the accomplice, but I was part of. What we did was we had this older nun, Sister Gianna, and
all the nuns are older, dear.
Thank you. We took a.
All look the same now as they did to you when you were in fifth grade.
Really? Oh, good.
That's true.
What we did was we took this walkie-talkie and we put it in her desk.
In Sister's desk.
A octogenarian. She was in the 80s. You know, she was up there. And we had a kid planted in the hall, and when the walkie-talkie was in her desk, we had her jump on, and the kid in there, and he said, you know, Sister, this is the Lord. and everybody's desk ended up...
God was speaking to the class?
Well, we would hope that God was speaking to her through the walkie-talkie.
I see.
It didn't really work out so good.
So did you end up in detention?
No, none of that. I was out of the room, actually.
So no one snitched on you?
No, nobody snitched. And again, I was just a part of this. I wasn't the full culprit on the nuns'
course.
Of course not.
No, you were not. This was early radio production days.
No, this was fifth grade. This was a long time ago.
This is when you started your career, though. This sounds like you were getting into radio production and directing,
That's it.
perhaps.
Yeah, I've always been a hooligan, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that was my next question.
Which
always
is?
A hooligan.
Always a hooligan.
An Irish hooligan.
Irish
that
hooligan.
Last name.
Yes.
You know, God is Irish, you know.
Really?
There's been a lot of research done, and Jesus, too.
Really?
It's true.
That's fantastic.
Well, Jesus on his father's side. His mother was Jewish.
Right.
But, I married a Jewish boy. Talk about mother-in-law problems. Mine's perfect. No, but, okay, Jesus was Irish.
Okay. We'll go with that. I'm happy to know.
30 years old, still living at home. Went out drinking every night with his 12 buddies. And his mother thought he walked on water.
I think he did, as I recall reading back in the day. I think he might have done that once or twice. Now you are coming to the Frauenthal, and it is Friday night, and you are in search of the Magi's gold. Now, what seems to be the problem
with this is Christmas class? We're having a birthday party for Jesus.
Okay.
I don't want to give out the mystery. People like mystery shows. You know, it's kind of like Law and Order, CCD. We're going to solve a mystery, kind of CSI, Forensic Files style. Because if you just think about it, just to plant the seed, the three kings brought the baby Jesus birthday gift, and one of those gifts was gold. Mm-hmm. So what happened to that gold? Why couldn't they get a room at the end? Why couldn't they upgrade to a suite?
Mm.
You know, think about it. What happened to that gold? We think perhaps somebody stole that gold. So that's our mystery to solve. But in the meantime, we have class. We're going to have a class first. We have material to cover, lots of laughs, lots of nifty prizes. You can go home with a prize if you're a brave soldier of Christ and you raise your hand and participate because it is an audience participation class. You get to perhaps come up on the stage at the Frauenthal.
Really?
If you misbehave, you will definitely be in the timeout chair. We have a forgive me chair for hooligans like you, just in case.
I've been in one once or twice.
I bet. I've done that.
I've been known to be dragged to the office by the ear as well.
This would be a flashback experience for you. So that's my job, to make it a flashback. It's especially, I think, nostalgic for the over 50 crowd. If you were a Catholic school student, it's hilarious. If you had a strict teacher, it's still funny because everybody knows what it's like to have a strict teacher. But it strikes a chord really deep in, you know, mom and dad and grandma and grandpa and Auntie Marge and the bingo ladies. But we do a living nativity. We'll bring 10 people up and dress them up in funny costumes in the second half of class after recess. And the costumes are a hoot. So Sister, it's a little less strict. Late night catechism, the first class that Sister taught for the last 18 years, is more about the saints and is a little more into the discipline part. This is Christmas, so because it's Christmas, Sister's going to let up a little, be a little less strict, and we're going to have Christmas carols. We'll put you in the mood, lots of laughter, and put you in the Christmas spirit.
And this is going on Friday night at the Frauenthal Theater right here in Muskegon.
7:30. Don't be tardy because you will be called out and you'll have to apologize in front of the entire room.
Is that a fact?
That is a fact.
Right in front of you. And now, what are some of the offenses that you have found at your presentations over the years that would lead people up to the stage?
You name it. Well, what happens the most is people talk. So that's, you see the heads go together, and you may end up with your nose in the circle of silence, your nose against the chalkboard.
Ooh.
Or
I've been there.
chewing gum. I will put gum on your nose.
I've been there.
Yeah, gum on the nose.
Honestly, you know what I always hated? And maybe you can explain this because you're a nun. How come the kids that were smart enough to chew aspargum got away with it and the rest of us couldn't?
Well, see, and like you said, octogenarian, I find that I'm slipping. I'm not as good as I used to be. I used to be able to do sneak attack. My problem is they swallow it.
Oh.
By the time you get to them, they see you coming and it's gone.
Oh.
So that's really my problem is being quick enough.
Yeah, those kids were always like, well, it's aspargum. I have a sore throat. No, you don't. You're just chewing
No, then
gum.
you need a note from your doctor.
Oh, okay.
That's what you would have to give
okay.
to this sister anyway.
Because we had kids that pulled that off.
What I'm finding, Andrew, to be true these days is the technology has become a challenge to me. When I first started teaching this class 18 years ago, I didn't have to deal with cell phones in the class and things like that. Now, I will look out and see 50 laps glowing. The pants are glowing because people are texting in class. And to me, to Sister, that is cheating. If I ask a pop quiz question, the students will pray to St. Google and raise their hand because they have a library in their pocket. Well, that's not allowed in my class, so I will confiscate. If your cell phone rings in my class, I will confiscate it.
Oh, boy.
And send it off to the missions. And people get real shook up when you take their technology away. But I was just in Cole Township, Pennsylvania last week, and a gentleman in the second row, he was, maybe in his 70s, his phone rang.
Uh-oh.
Very loud, obnoxious ring in the middle of class, towards the end of class, and it was his daughter calling him. And Sister, actually, we called her back because she hung up and he called her back. I spoke with her during class, held the phone up to the microphone and had her apologize to the entire class and say, please excuse me for disrupting the class. And everyone could hear it plain as day. It was hilarious.
Man, so you've got no problem exposing the hoodlums.
No, and I, interviewed her, got her middle name out of her, told her to pick up her father in detention. So you kind of have to go with the flow as far as that goes. So that's a challenge to me these days, is dealing with the technology.
Well, Sister, we wish you the best when it comes to all the challenges that not only you face as a teacher, but a nun as well.
So you've been a brown noser and a hooligan
your
life, I think.
You picked up on that too. How do you think I made it through school? Sister's late night catechism, the mystery of the Magi. Now, at the end, do you find out where it went?
I'm not going to tell you. You have to come to class.
All right.
We will be taking attendance.
It is Friday night at the Frauenthal. Tickets. And do you know right now, if you mention that 7 times 7 will get you $7 off your ticket to come and see you Friday night. It's a little early in the season for holiday stuff, so kind of spark sales along. They put a little bit of a discount in there.
A little multiplication problem.
Which I'm having a hard time with.
7.
I didn't pay attention.
7 times 7. Go home and study.
Okay, I will.
That's your homework assignment, and then you may email that to str@sob.com because I'm with the SOBs.
Oh, I found that out more than once back as a kid. Sister, the late night catechism series has been a huge hit. The Mystery of the Magi's Gold is Friday night at the Frauenthal Theater. Welcome to town, and be nice to everybody in town, and really just keep in mind we're good people here, and nobody really wants to get smushed by a ruler or have a cauliflower ear or any of that kind of thing.
No, well, my pointer's in the shop, so not to worry.
There you have it. Sister, we'll be at the Frauenthal on Friday night, the Mystery of the Magi's Gold. Sister, good luck. Holiday seasons are upon us. God bless you and all the fine work you do.
And God bless you, dear. Behave yourself now to the very best of your ability. That's all that we can ask.
That's all I'll do. Sister, have a great night. We'll see you Friday at the Frauenthal.
Thanks, Andrew.